Okay, next up we have the metric system, okay? So I didn't write all these out. These are in your book on page 358 and 359. We have the length, then we have mass, and we have capacity, okay? So some of the prefixes for the metric system are kilo, hecto, deca, and then your base unit, which is either a meter, gram, or liter, depending on whether you're talking about length, mass, or capacity. And then as you get smaller than a meter, you have deci, centi, and milli. These are not the only prefixes that are used in the metric system. You may have heard somewhere along the line something called a nanometer, okay? They get much smaller and they get much bigger, okay? If you are converting to a bigger unit, your number is going to get smaller. And if you are converting to a smaller unit, your number is going to get bigger, okay? And it's all done by powers of 10. So we don't have to use unit analysis for these. We can just use plain old multiplication, okay? So I'm converting 0.38 meters to millimeters. So on the chart, on my list on page 358, I would have to move 3 places, okay? So I'm going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, so my number is going to get bigger. So I'm going to multiply by 10 3 times or move my decimal point 3 times. So I would have 380 millimeters. When I move my decimal point 1, 2, and when I go to move it a third time, there's no number there, so then I put a 0 in as a placeholder, okay? Meters to centimeters, my units are getting smaller, so my number gets bigger. And notice I screwed up already and I wrote this one out, okay? Well, my brain must have done that. Instead of just writing 3.07 meters to centimeters, I actually filled the number in, okay? Meters to centimeters, 2 places, I multiply by 100 or I multiply by 10 twice and get 307. So 1, 2, that's where my 307 comes from. All right, 4.23 grams to milligrams. My units are getting, again, smaller, so my number is going to get bigger. Grams to milligrams, I'm moving 3 places, so I have to multiply by 10 3 times, or multiply by 1,000, or move my decimal point 3 places. 1, 2, again, I'm going to put a 0 in as a placeholder. Okay. Now we're going from milligrams to grams. So it's the same distance. I'm going from grams to milligrams. Now I'm going from milligrams to grams. I have to move my decimal point 3 places to the left. Okay. I'm going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, so my number is going to get smaller. So again, I'm going to move 3 places. 1, 2, and then I'm going to again have to put a 0 in there as a placeholder, so it's going to be 0.0423 grams. These last 2 that are in the metric system are a little bit trickier because what they're doing is they're saying, okay, I have 4 liters and 32 milliliters, and they want to just convert that to liters. So what we need to do is convert milliliters to liters, okay? Milliliters to liters. I'm moving my decimal point 3 places, and it's going from smaller to bigger, so my number's going to get smaller. So 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be 4.032 liters. This last one, 2 kiloliters and 167 liters to plain old liters. So I'm going from bigger to smaller, so my number is going to get bigger. This is already in liters, so I have to convert this to liters. So 2 kiloliters to liters, I have to move my decimal point 3 places or multiply by 1,000. So this is equivalent to 2,000 liters plus I had that 167 liters. So my final answer is 2,167 liters.